that how is it, have they found any challenge in it? Yes, some challenges are there, but on the bottom line, this new curriculum is good because it's basically basing on the competence, unlike the old curriculum where we are just pumping the candidates or the learners. But here, we need the teacher is supposed to identify the competence you are doing. The learner can do this, and how the learner can be helped. You have also asked me some challenges. Yes, there are some challenges. For example, this curriculum basically it involves ICT, integration of ICT, but you find that in the villages there is no power, computers are not there. So if this curriculum to work well, the government still has to inject a lot of money so that the village students that are in the village areas also access ICT. ICT together with the teachers, they are teachers, because you know the quality of education will depend on the quality of the teachers. The teachers also be knowledgeable, more knowledgeable about the ICT, so that this curriculum takes place very well.
And so how prepared are the teachers?
The teachers are continuing to be prepared because some workshops have been given to them by the ministry, and still the government is preparing to give more money to teach the teachers, to prepare the learners, so that the learners benefit from this new curriculum.
Okay. And looking at the entire system of having this a new curriculum put out there,
yes,
are we well equipped to make sure that we continue supporting this? I'm talking about now the teachers specifically. Are they well equipped to so that they can continue supporting the new secondary
just like I've told you that the ICT is still a problem to both the learners, and integration of ICT to both learners and the teachers. Again, the teachers also need to be given a lot of money. Why? Because they are giving a lot of time to this student, to this learner. The teacher is supposed to identify the talents, identify the competence, and all the time that teacher is supposed to follow that learner. How is he behaving? How is the progress? And at the end of the day, he's supposed to make a report. So the teacher is supposed to give a lot of time. So that time is supposed to be accompanied with the money.
Okay.
So that is the preparedness. If the government can squeeze and help the teachers, so I think this new curriculum
there should be some salary enhancement.
Salary enhancement, of course.
Wow. Interesting. How are the learners adopting to this?
The learners, some of the learners who are prepared very well by those teachers, I've told you those who have been trained very well, they have adopted. Still, those who are still lagging behind, they'll cope up with time.
Okay.
Because this new curriculum came to stay and cannot go back. Yes.
Okay. And what support is being given to these ones who are still
the teachers or the learners?
The learners.
The learners, of course, as I've told you, basically this new curriculum is about to making research. With the research, the learner is supposed to have a computer, at least with a smartphone.
Okay.
But you find that some learners cannot access smartphone. Even a smartphone uses data.
Yeah, that.
So those are the things that we can also think of.
And talking about the learners accessing these gadgets and all that, are the schools well equipped with machines?
Few schools, especially in the urban areas, you can find them. They have. Last year, there was a report that the school that did well in ICT was in Kampala. So in the villages, still they are not there. But if there is there is a concern of the villages also giving them the computers, I think the villages students in the villages can also cope up.
Doesn't this create an imbalance? Because
of course an imbalance is there. The village students, the advantage they have when the exams were set, seemed to be knowing very much, but the applicability, the application, that is where they lagged behind. But the scope of the exams, as they were being asked, for them seemed to be more familiar. Then it comes to the problem came to applicability and the English part of it. Yes.
And talking about this equipment still, is there hope that these people in the village, because I don't think a parent that said would even afford to buy a laptop for their child or even a smartphone for their child, yet they also don't know.
Of course, hope is there, because all those things will be provided by the government, especially those the city schools and the government schools. The government will give them. Will give them. Some of them are even there, but the problem is in the private sector, private schools. The private school, there are so many schools that you have only one computer, and that computer is being used by the director of studies, the teachers, all of that. So the students cannot access ICT there. But in the government schools, of course, the government gives them, they can enjoy.
Are you not going to have a challenge in regards to safety of the children while accessing these gadgets? Because remember, they come with a lot. Either they have so many things, this phone can really access so many things. What measures are you going to put? Because there could be a disaster.
At school, when they are at school, can be regulated. Can be regulated by especially teachers who are concerned with that. Can regulate them. But when they are not at school, of course, the teacher cannot follow up to home. So
what measures are going to be there?
Maybe the measure that can give them to encourage the teacher, the parents also to do their work. Especially here in the holiday, all those learners with their parents, they are not at school. So the parents also should come in and try to regulate the usage of those phones.
What challenges have been faced while implementing the new secondary lower curriculum?
New secondary, first of all, the teachers thought that this new curriculum was not going to stay, and many of them were reluctant to learn the new curriculum. And when the seminars or the workshops were being put in place, many of them could not go. And the problem that came, could not teach very well, because the teacher who is not trained the new curriculum cannot teach it very well, of course. Because this is not like the old curriculum, where the teachers would just go in the class and pump. But this time round, it involves a lot.
Hasn't it been challenging for the teachers to transition from their setting? Because I understand some of them had been teaching this for quite a number of time, and now they're the same teachers supposed to transition to teach this new system.
Of course, it has challenged many of them, and many of them have decided even to leave the teaching profession, because they are saying that this new curriculum is hectic. Most of the time, you are the learners. You have to give them assignments. You have to give them activities of integration. You have to follow up their projects. So many of them, some of the teachers have chosen to leave the profession, and they have seen it as a challenge. But the energetic teachers, the younger teachers, for them, they have loved this new curriculum, and they are enjoying it. Because when you are in class, you even have the students tell them to sing, or you sing for them to make the subject to make the lesson interesting. So you can imagine the old teachers cannot do that. That's why they have decided to leave and this thing with the new with the youth.
Isn't that forced retirement?
Yeah, that is forced retirement. Those who cannot cope up with that. And how have they been able to help some of them who are willing, but they're finding it challenging to cope up with the system? Those who are willing, of course, those who have a good attitude, they have attended many workshops, and they are doing well.
Okay.
Workshop, and the workshops are going to continue. They have not stopped.
Okay.
Because every day there are new things coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you doing assessment for this new secondary curriculum? The assessment majorly on how the system is going, and are the beneficiaries, like majorly the teachers, ready for it?
Assessments are there because the way how we started, we are seeing some improvements. First of all, there was negative attitude for the teachers, and they thought that this new curriculum will not go any further. But now they have accepted. All teachers have accepted this new curriculum, came to stay, and they are willing now to learn.
Okay.
And as they are taught, they transfer that knowledge to the learners. And you can see also the learners now trying to interpret. Initially, they could not interpret questions, but now, with serious effort of training the teachers, now they have also transferred the knowledge to the learners, and the learners are doing well.
Okay. How were the exams? Okay, the feedback you could get from the students themselves, how do you think they found the exams as we wait for the results?
Just like the previous curriculum, of course we had some learners who were not doing well. There are those who were excelling. This thing also, it is the same thing also. There are those who will perform better. There are those who will be average students, like that.
Okay.
But here, the new curriculum, what I've seen, we shall not find those failing totally.
Okay.
Because now, for them, they are examining or they are assessing competences. Yes, you can find them that is good in this area. This area is not very good, so you cannot find students scoring 0 elsewhere.
Oh,
No.
They have to be good somewhere.
Somewhere at least.
Okay. Wow, that's wonderful. And the role of parents, how have they supported? Are they supportive anyway?
Yes, some parents are supportive because when we make programs like this on Family TV, there are parents who are there watching.
Yes.
So, if we talk about supporting the learners with their children with their phones, with the data at home, they support because they know that it is important for their children.
Okay.
School fees, of course, they pay, and some other things like the projects. When they are making projects, it involves some money also. We tell them to go and buy this and this. It is the parents supporting.
Okay.
They are supportive.
How are the schools supportive to the teachers?
The schools, of course, when the teacher is assigned to make a project with the students, there are some percentage the school is supposed to contribute.
Okay.
Buying some equipments, buying what. So they are supportive, and if they are not supportive, the project cannot take place. Yes.
So the schools have also been very supportive.
The schools they have to support.
Okay. And are there planned, majorly now I'm looking at these holidays, are there planned workshops or sort of for teachers to continue enhancing this? Because it is not yet very old, it is something that we are building. Are there continued workshops maybe? Yeah,
workshops, as I told you, workshops are going to be very many, still from rotates on the learner.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I still want to go back to the issue where we have some schools lacking equipment because of their location or because of their resources they have as an institution or sort of. How are the schools, before we give it to the ministry or the government, how are schools ensuring a balance between the curriculum's needs and also the resources available by the school? Because you have to continue teaching this curriculum no matter what, whether you have the resources or not, or the equipment or not. How are they drawing a balance between these?
Yeah, between that, now, you find that basically that one is in private schools. as you are aware that when you move around Kampala and elsewhere in the villages, there are schools that are not in good conditions and cannot afford that. So what they do, most of them, we have teachers that are teaching in various schools. They benchmark. They benchmark, but still with the ministry of education and through their supervisors have to always go and reach out to those schools. Are they giving out the right thing?
Okay.
Because there are some kind of schools like that that cannot give the quality education that we need. So they try. They try.
Okay. And how are they doing actually compared to the public schools, the private institutions? How are they faring in this? Because I understand at most for them they have to facilitate themselves and everything.
Yeah, it is hard to compare private schools to public schools because public schools, everything is provided by the government. The government sends teachers are there, they are paid very well, with the equipments, they are there. But look at this private school. The director is also having no money yet, and most of everything will depend on the school fees, where the learners might also default. They try, but you cannot compare. Still, but there are some good private schools that are doing even better than the public schools. But those ones are few. They are few, and most of them they are in Kampala and the other urban areas. Yes, but deep in the villages, they are few. It is hard.
It is hard
to find those those better schools.
Okay, and now won't this spark pay raise? I mean school fees raise. Won't this bring about schools starting to increase school fees every time and then?
Of course, the school fees, they already increased it. They already, because this new curriculum is demanding. So to cater for all of that, you will see that an increase will come in.
Where does this leave the parents?
Of course, the parents, the only advice to give the parents is to look for the school that they can afford. Okay. Yes, public schools are there. The city schools are there. Yes. So it will depend on your pocket, where you follow. Yes.
Okay, that is a very important one. So as we head into this new term, what is the readiness? What are your expectations as people facilitating learning?
Okay, for the schools, many of the schools, for them they are ready, and you can see when you move around, they have painted, the teachers are there, registering students. I think that one shows that they have prepared for them and waiting for the learners.
Okay. And what responses have you gotten from teachers, by the way?
From the teachers?
Before we leave the curriculum issue.
Yeah, the responses, they are saying that this curriculum is hectic, but it is interesting because most of the work is done by the learners. If chance comes that their pay is increased, they will enjoy much from this curriculum.
So it is the biggest problem?
It's not. Yeah, the biggest problem is you're talking about the remuneration.
Okay.
The pay. You see, in private schools, I am aware that in private school there are schools that are paying 80,000 and even below for a teacher.
80,000.
Yes, 80,000 for sure. And that 80,000 is defaulted in a term where you agree with the director or the HM to give you 80,000. You can find that in the term of 3 months, you are paid only 1 month. So such problems. See, as we are saying that we need quality education, the quality education should come from the quality teacher. A teacher who is paid like that, do you think that teacher can serve very well, can deliver very well?
No.
Cannot. So most of the things is rotating about the remuneration.
And where do you come in as the union?
As the union, me, I'm a delegate from Bukoma Nsimbi, and I'm acting right now as a vice chairman of the Uganda Private Teachers Union. It's the union, the unions are agitating for teachers' rights.
Yes.
They are organization agitating for teachers' rights, remuneration, payment, and the way how they conduct themselves. Yeah. So I'm from the Uganda Private Teachers Union.
So when do you do you step up in these cases where you find the directors are not paying their workers or defaulting them, and then what do you do?
Yes, well, in the case that alarm is there, what we do for us, we write. Of course, you have to write a letter to the directors. And then if they accept it, if they accept us to go there, of course we talk to them. We have what we call a recognition agreement. We make an agreement with them. So the idea is to harmonize the situation. See that the teachers teach very well, and they are also paid very well, but with the consent of the director.
Okay.
For us, we cannot just go in somebody's school and you say, now teachers, you have to do this, that. And if we were to enter, we first ask permission from the director. So now, with our agreement with that school, that agreement will help both parties, with the teachers and the director, because there are teachers who also behave badly. There are teachers who go who are employed and they don't want to teach. So now, for us, what we do, we harmonize both parties. We tell the teachers, no, now your role is to teach it very well, so that the learners pass very well. Do what you are supposed to do, and then on the side of the directors, to pay the teachers maybe on the time, on the agreed salary. That agreed salary should be paid on time, because the teachers also have problems. A teacher who is having a problem cannot deliver very well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. So now we go in the schools, but we first ask permission from the directors and the teachers. Yes. Even if they have problems and fighting for us to first go through processes.
Channels.
Yes. We write to them. If they accept us, we enter.
Okay.
And we try to
Harmonize the situation.
Yes.
And you have interjected some.
Yeah, many of them.
Okay.
Many of them.
Wow. Because why I asked that, there are so many, majorly in the private sector, that's where there are quite a number of challenges. Yes, they said they can also cry to the government, they want to pay raise and all that, but a number of private institutions, you find a teacher has been there for quite a long time, and they are not being paid, but they are just there on survival and all those things.
Yeah, that one will depend on many factors, because private schools, money is coming from the students. If the students are not paying, of course the director will not have money to pay the teachers.
Yes.
But if they are paying and the director is also having a goodwill, they are better private schools that are doing well. They grow with their teachers.
Okay.
As the school grows, the teachers also develop. Yes.
Wow. I understand, just I started by mentioning that we have already seen a number of students head back to schools. How prepared you are is what we are now going to be discussing, and what should be expected out of this very first term of the year 2025. Let's go for a very short break and return with more of this discussion.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Welcome back. You are still watching Issues at Hand here on Church of Uganda Family TV, and yes, we are talking about your issues now because I understand this is the time we are heading back to the schools. It has been quite a long holiday, and also actually I think we should also tackle the issue of morals in this regard as we head into 2025 first term, which has already begun in some places, but of course there will also be a number of them heading back in the weeks to follow. Different schools have different calendars or timetables, as I can say. So first and foremost, before I even forget, by the way, I'm here with Mr. Yiga Hamza, who is the Vice Chairperson for Uganda Private Teachers Union, and also he serves as the Treasurer in there. And later on we shall also discuss his office as a Treasurer, because we understand the government did well to these unions. Well, let's first talk about the morals. It is a long holiday that these children have been in, and at some point, some teachers do say when children come back in this first term, their manners, their morals have deteriorated. They are different people, so shaping them back is always a tug of war, but of course they do that because that's what they are best at. Now, let's talk about the children's morals. What do you expect, and how do you expect to turn around the situations as they head back to school?
Yeah, thank you very much. As earlier on said that when there's children are at home, it's now in the hands of the parents.
Yes.
It is the responsibility of the parents to shape their morals, their children's morals. But when they come to school still, there are some students who come back when they are not behaving well. But now, as the schools have to tighten their rules and regulations, you know, at the moment, caning is not allowed. So now, much of the thing that we can do in order to come to bring back students behaving well, counseling.
Caning is not allowed.
It's not allowed. It is a punishment. It is a punishment. The teacher, if you do, it's unlike.
Is it true that they are not caning?
They are not caning. They are not what? Caning. But there are very many ways of punishing.
That seemed
it's not only caning.
In our time, that seemed to be the most effective.
Most effective. That is the African. That is the African way of doing things. But now. Today, caning is not allowed. So now we do much of counseling them, and if we see that that student is uncontrollable, the learner is uncontrollable, there are other measures also, like giving them suspension for a week, or calling the parent to come and talk to them.
How about punishments like sweeping the compound?
Yeah, those one. But still, all those punishments that we give to the learners, first prepare them. You see, now you have this, you have done this and this. Now, according to that, I'm supposed to give you this punishment, and it allows. Now, if the learner also accepts to be caned, you can cane like a 2 or 3, but should not exceed 2 or 3.
Wow.
But first prepare the learner and accepts that.
Okay. So and then to the parents, because I think some schools have day scholars, like they're studying as they go back home. They study as they go back home. Isn't this a challenging one? Because for you, you'll be trying to put them back in line, but in the evening they are going back home.
Yeah, it is a challenging thing because as the school is also very tight, so that you don't allow, for example, don't allow phones, you don't allow illegals. These scholars can smuggle them and bring them. Because for the border students, it is easy to check when they report back. They check on their suitcases, their belongings. But these day scholars, all the time they are coming, you can fail to check them daily.
Every day,
Yes. So in the event, what they do, they smuggle those things and enter the schools.
All right. Let's talk about now school fees. How it is always challenging, majorly at the start of the term. In fact, some schools want please pay a certain percentage, or if not full. Of course, there are some schools which are very strict. You have to complete everything, then that's when the child can access. How are the majorly in the private sector? How are you willing to work hand in hand with the parents, depending on the kind of resources they have at the moment?
Yeah, thank you very much. Schools have categories. As you have said, that there are some schools that allow only 100%
True.
Of the bank slip. There are those that can you go with 50%. There are those that you can go and explain and they listen. But now the bottom line, I told you, it is the parent to go and find where he or she can follow.
Okay.
The categories are there. There are those that don't have even see any problem of paying a full back slip. There are those schools, and there are those parents who can afford that. So now, for me, my advice to the parents to look for the school that they can afford. Government schools are there also.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't need the parent to first sell your plot of land to educate your child. No. That is bad. Yes. You should look for the school that can fit in your what? In your ability.
Do not go because my neighbor's child is...
that is very bad. That is very bad.
Hey. Okay. And now, once again,
yes,
how ready and prepared are you to receive these learners?
As I've told you that in the schools, we have seen the schools have already called the meetings. They have already met, discussing about the termly planner. They have done the termly planners. They are set. Everything is in place. They are only waiting for the students to come.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, anyway, recently we had good news. The president managed to disperse some funds to the different unions. And now I want to hear from your side. We have had some unions that have got really disturbed so much by the money. The members are saying this, the leadership is saying this. How about the Uganda Private Teachers Union?
Yeah, thank you.
Received the money.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I want to acknowledge that we received that money, 6.6, from which was a pledge from President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. There are two people who helped us so much, even his wife also, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, also helped us so much to get that money. We received that money in November. I remember it was 2nd in November last year. That money came on our accounts, and we received it. You have said that there are some teachers who have misused that. For us, no. We are doing well with that money. And what we are doing, right now, we are moving around Uganda, sensitizing teachers in the private schools that receive this money. But to access this money, you have to do this and this. So that is where we are capitalizing right now. Last week we were in Western Uganda, areas of Kyungiri, district of Mbarara. The other time we are in Eastern Iganga, Jinja, Kampala, Wakiso. We have already done that, and we are still moving. So right now I'm going to use this chance also to inform teachers, because this is good news. And I also thank you for hosting me here, because there are very many teachers who are watching right now. That money is still there. 6.6 billion. We received it from the president, because he knew, we explained to the president, and he knew that the teachers in the private schools, they are suffering, especially during the COVID time. So he pledged that money, and that money we received it. We shared it. There's 20 billion among 3 unions: the Uganda Private Teachers Union and the other 2 unions. So ours is still there, and there are some beneficiaries already who have received the money. Now, eligibility, how to access that money, you have to first join the union. You join the union, Uganda Private Teachers Union, so that after joining that union, our union, now you are able to enjoy the services of the union. Some of the services of the union are financial services. That is where now you go to the union, to the SACCO. That one takes you to the SACCO. With the SACCO, operations of the SACCO, it involves that is the saving and the credit.
Okay.
You first save something little, and then we give you what? The money.
Okay.
So that is the message, because teachers were saying that the president gave us money. They thought that this money is for just give them. The 6 billion, you can see it as big, but it is little if you give all teachers in Uganda.
That is where I want to now understand.
Yes.
How are you giving this money? Is it a matter of giving each and every person, or there is you have to bid to get the money in order to do this?
Yes. First of all, the teacher has to first show the interest. There are teachers who don't want to borrow. Because of some religious, there are some religions that don't allow borrowing. Yes, there are those that allow. So the teachers that show interest come to us and explain to them that we have your money. Of course, that money is not ours. That money is for teachers, and that money is still there. There are those who have come to us, and then we have given them.
Okay.
We have given them the money, and they are doing well. Yes.
So is it a borrow and pay back issue? Borrow
yes,
investment,
it is
then bring
borrow
back?
and
So
bring back. It is a revolving fund.
That 6.6 is going to stay there.
It's going to be there. It's going to stay there. It was a grant, and there is hope. The president can also give us more. If we behave well, for us on our side, we have already behaved well, because we have not misused. That money is very well there, and we are using criteria. Yes, that money is there, and even if you ask me how much you have spent, yes, I can tell you that we have spent this, and on this one we have spent this money on this and this lawfully. Okay. So Uganda Private Teachers Union, for us, our money, we are doing well. It is there. There is no doubt that it's not there. It is there.
Okay.
So now it is a revolving fund. When you get that money, you pay it so that another one also gets
it. Okay.
Yes.
And that's interesting. And looking forward, is this a move to address the challenges the teachers have been going through, majorly private teachers?
Of course, that is that is the purpose. That is the purpose, and all along the president was not happy with the way how the money lenders were behaving. Most of the money lenders were taking people's property. So now we said, how can the teachers in private sector or private school be helped? He said that since you have the SACCOs, I'm going to give you the money, and indeed they fulfilled it. So now, for us, what we do also, we make sure that those teachers get that money at the lowest interest rate, 1%. That interest rate cannot be found in any commercial bank, any money lender. Here. So that is the thing. So we thought that if the teachers come to us and get that little money, they can solve their problems.
Okay.
Because teaching alone, that money is little, must have also a small business that can back up.
Are teachers, are the beneficiaries willing to take up this?
Yeah, just like I told you in the beginning, that there are teachers who have shown interest. There are those that don't want. Because if you go to the schools and if they already have their SACCOs, well-established SACCOs, and they have money already. So look at ours, that is little. That is little. You go to other schools that are needy.
Okay.
Yes.
But
so
what is the membership rate? So how many are registered under up2?
Under UPTU, right now in our books we have 4,000. 4,000 already. But every day we are recruiting, and there are many who have joined. Every day we are receiving people, new people.
Well, that's interesting, and it is good to hear that the teachers are getting to be worked on, because really the salary is not all that you should rely on, and it is very important to have something aside, and we hope teachers can take it up, and of course be being in a situation whereby you even forget about salary can come when it wants. So it's very important in that lane. So I want us to, as we start to wind up, to go back to what is expected in school.
Look for vacancies and come bring. Look for vacancies and come bring themselves. You don't know the parent of that student, so follow up will be hard.
Quite absurd there. Well, and looking at this moment, some parents are relieved. They feel it's a relief now. The students are going back to school. What do you think would be their role in regards to being supportive? There are some parents who send their children to school and come back to pick them at the end of the term. How do you think this support of end-to-end, teacher, parent, and then the student as well, can help groom or better the education of this young child?
Yeah, it is important the parent to always visit or to have relationship with the teachers, because the teachers now, once the students go back to schools, the teachers are making a follow-up. They can see that this learner is not doing well in this thing, that needs to be helped. And then maybe that help will not be done by the teacher alone. It will involve what? It will also involve the parent. That's why I encourage, I advise the parents always to frequent going to schools and check on the progress. Not only the academics, also in the interaction. Because in this new curriculum, we need many things that I saw, as I told you, the competences. The competence of interaction with the friends is also competence. Values, the discipline that we have been talking about, is a major thing in this new curriculum. Because we give them knowledge, skills, and value and attitude. They are very because now we need a student who can be acceptable, a graduate who can be accepted in the society. Yes, you can have good grades, but discipline-wise you are not good, you are poor. So we need those things to be there in that student, a holistic student. Discipline, even religious also. Yes. So, and if you look at those things, those components, the religion, discipline, cannot be done by the parent alone or the teacher alone. So it is a combined effort.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Iga Hamza. He has really done us well. Unfortunately, we are being cut by time. So I would request that you give us your last remarks in regards to today's discussion, but also your message to people out there.
Yeah, my message out there, first of all, to the parents also to make sure that they make a follow-up on the progress of their children. Now the private teachers have also brought the good news for you, that the president gave us our money. That money is yours. It's only that it is in our hands, but the money is yours. You come and get it and use it very well.
Wow. Very strong message there. I think Mr. Iga Hamza is more developmental, so you should really make use of that money and of course develop yourself as a person. Well, we cannot go past this. My name is Luke Majumba Naitwe, and I want to appreciate you so much for joining us this morning on Issues at Hand. We are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott in Entebbe. Have a lovely day and a lovely week.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.